Well, YouTube does it and YouTube did. Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utsa. Today with my co-host kaika87 from Malaysia. Hey Kaika, thanks for being here. Kaika streams on Carcassonne Malaysia. Link is in the description. And now you.
Now me. Hi. Thanks, Wise, for giving the opportunity to join you again for this stream.
Yeah, I hope we will get two interesting matches. Tompa Aki stack, and later in about an hour, LazyBore versus CT times 5. Then I'll quite likely take a break, and afterwards at 16 UTC, we'll cover MTU Basiliuk. So let's quickly take a look at Aki. Lost their first match versus Idria. Actually, through their first match versus Idria, had 2 chances on the last 3 moves to secure a win, didn't found their moves and lost by, I think, 1 point in the end, which was totally unnecessary. So today, well, they have a chance to redeem themselves versus Tompa, but it won't be easy, and the going doesn't get easier for them in the remaining 3 matches. So definitely winning today's one would be advised, of course, as always is. And there's Tompa. Yeah, more or less the same spiel for him. Nalaheim, my guru, definitely Tompa will be the underdog there. He might be the favorite against Matej. He definitely would be my favorite today against Aki. And after this sweep at the hand of Michaels in the first week, definitely has to win today. Aki's top rating 673, 4 something. And yeah, Tompa 720 something. So again, my favorite, and I rushed this a bit because I knew I was running late. So there we go. First tiles placed. Yeah, nothing extraordinary so far. So Kaika, which one of these two would be your favorite for this match?
I think I would most probably favor Aki stack compared to Tompa, even though Tompa has the higher ELO in this matchup. But that could just be that I'm not that familiar with Tompa as a player. Whereas for Aki, we did see some of his games. At least I personally did watch some of his games for the CCL. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Tompa had a great year last year. Placed second in the what was it? In the spring Carcassonne League in Croatia, then won the Autumn League and the combined final versus Bluster again, which took place, I mean, a week later. So they secured a main stage ticket without having to go through qualifying rounds, I think. Definitely were in good shape in autumn. For now, I mean, it's a slight advantage. I'd say overall 55, 60%. But we'd see. Aki, on the other hand, I mean, the throw versus Adria, that was just epic, and it wasn't really hard to count or something like that. They just had to take a closer look at the score, take a look what Adria could still accomplish, and there wasn't really much. Adria had to hope to draw a cap, close the city, and then score some points. But even that wouldn't have been enough if Aki had played correctly. And this one alone, I mean, a throw like that shouldn't happen to a player that's almost rated at 700. And if it does, it indicates they aren't as strong as the rating might suggest, unless it's, I don't know, a miscount, something about nerfs or that. And that's mostly why I'd favor Tompa, because the matches I witnessed were quite convincing. But we'll see. So long story short, it's still at least 2 games of Carcassonne, and let's hope these two will play free and we get a decider and no hiccups like yesterday, please. Really don't want to see a game killed by a server outage. So yellow with a nice shaped city there takes a small lead. Also has this threat here, which blue will have to address. Maybe even with the crossroad, but I'm not sure about that one. As this one here is restricted to these 2 rotoritos, restricting that on the left to the same tile could be very profitable. Also 2 horses already gone. We'll see.
Tompa deciding to close the right city instead of maybe like even securing a bit, or maybe even closing and ensuring that his city will not be interrupted to a dagger spot. I think that's yeah, there's still daggers available, so you go for the higher scoring move at this point.
Yeah, I think that one was fine. This here wasn't.
Yeah.
Why do you give your opponent a chance to immediately attack? Why not just do this here? Sure, the limitation which Kaika talked about at the top to the dagger could happen to this big city on the left side as well. So be it. If you take this ruin down, yeah, still good points, but it definitely wouldn't be easy for blue to attack it. And also, this here is a tile that yellow needs anyway, so blue, of course, loved to get this one to execute the attack.
It also gives blue momentum in terms of getting another 4-point loop road should he get the road Dorito. So
yep, right.
That wouldn't have been, I guess, a thing if Tompa would have just faced the horse tile the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, maybe I have to rethink whom I should favor here, but we'll see. Okay, nice monastery here, trying to pressure, rather threaten, not kill, this square. Limiting this crossroad could be profitable because it would affect 3 blue meeples, but yellow got a curve before blue got a curve before yellow could restrict to curve. On the other hand, maybe this one here would have been fine as well, because blue needs the road Dorito here. Some daggers are gone. Yeah, I think I would have liked the cow here instead of trying to harass this city.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I do understand though that there is it's time sensitive, the bottom right city, because Aki just needed to get another city cap, and it's most probably not going to be interruptible.
Yeah, quite
I
likely.
guess he also got the quadruple city tile, so it was interruptible, even if, let's say, Aki closed that city on the right hand side.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if blue would have gotten a cap, it would land here, and then it's an 8-point city. It's not that huge of a deal, and if blue needs to invest 2 caps there, I think it wasn't really that necessary. I just would have liked the upside of restricting the monasteries and the road which could have delayed loose meeples for longer than not immediately acting against the square. Okay, now yellow restricts loose monastery and their monastery, of course, as well, trying to at least keep blue's monk there, maybe even killing this. Blue quite likely will now protect, take 4 points.
Is Aki trying to reinvade the rune at the bottom left? Because the cow tile is also slightly imprecise. Because
Yeah, right.
he could have faced it downwards and it would not be invadable at all.
Yeah. I'm not sure I like that one, because for now it looks what?
I think Tompa should have left it open, given that he's behind, so he needs to catch up somehow. So
yeah, I mean, if he unifies the fields, he'd score 9. Even then, he'd still be down 4 and a meeple after Blue fortunately drew the splitter to close his 8-point city after all. So then maybe this here would have been better like that, or no, not like that, actually like this even, because then blue would have 2 squares to fill, and whichever he'd fill first, and the other one would be vulnerable immediately. So yeah, not a great move. Definitely not.
Aki decides to block another potential field invasion platform.
Yeah, sounds fine.
But the road monastery is still available, so anything could happen with that.
Yeah, and if he just tries to block everything, maybe he should reconsider his approach. How about we attack here? 3 straights, unblockable, and other road pieces to connect as well. Yeah, might just be the best idea, actually. Looky there. Here's the road monastery. Okay, yellow takes a few points. Basically creates another field there. Yeah, and yellow's problem now, go.
I think yellow definitely have to play very risky, I would say. I'm just thinking how he can catch back up in this game. Given that Blue still has the opportunity to join in with momentum into the rune on the left. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem exactly. Yellow has to draw both road Doritos, because the road Dorito would score 4 road points for blue, plus I don't know, 9 points for this ruin. Yeah, looks like it. So 13 points for one tile, and then you're looking at a 23-point difference. So even uniting and re-attacking the field to tie it doesn't work. Yeah, Tompa needs to liberate the monastery. Pretty sure about that. Needs to take the road. Hope to draw the road Doritos. Set up options to attack the field again. Or maybe go fieldless with this cap, but when blue takes this, that's very bad news. Yep, opening up the city for attack, but blue will prevent the attack quite likely. Just dumping the straight there should be totally fine. Just prevent, well, the worst from happening, and the worst would be however unlikely it is, yellow getting the twin caps and both Rotoritos to connect and close the city. Nope, wrong priority. Yellow attacks the city. Totally unnecessary to claim the 6-point field. This does almost nothing for blue's win percentage here.
I think if he was to go for the road where you mentioned earlier, where the vertical splitter is at, it is no longer possible to invade it because from the left, because there's not enough Dorito tiles to do so, right? So that will effectively, it's not effectively killing off the city, but the city can still close, but definitely going to be a tight city.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been possible to invade it, but you need the 2 Doritos here, and there's no third to close the city then, so doesn't work.
Yeah.
Therefore, just killing this here was a must, at least in my book. So we'll see. 4 pieces. Tompa needs to get both Doritos, so that should be a 1 in 6. Let me think. Yeah, 1 in 6 is correct. But would that win them the game? That's the other question. I don't think so, because this ruin isn't worth enough.
It's around like 19 or 20 points, I think. So Aki can he still attempts to block it.
We don't have to count anymore. Doesn't really matter. Aki won't play this one. At least I hope they won't. But even if they would, the city here is on blue's field. These 4 points plus the 3, if that city were to close, quite likely would have been enough to counter a closed city. But it doesn't happen for Tompa.
Yep. Yeah, I guess it does not really matter at that point, because even if Tompa completed invasion, Aki can just join the field like what he did at the top, cancelling another 6 points from yellow. So I don't think that would have been enough anyway.
Yep, me too. Blue at plus 15, plus 9 up top here. That's 24. And again, the city just wasn't worth enough even. So yeah, that one, that restriction, delay of a few moves, delaying 2 more meeples for blue in that situation, although just 1 because they immediately dropped 1 on the farm. Maybe taking the farm first, and then this one would have looked way different. In the end, 33 points even. That's what a big field can do for you, and taking over your opponent's most threatening feature on your last turn as well, of course.
So we have Aki starting as the first player for the second game. I don't quite remember who had the starting player advantage for the first game. Given it's tournament mode, could be the same player for all 3 games or all the games. Wait.
I think Aki started
got on the last tile. Yeah, Aki started. Yeah, Aki started.
Yeah.
He got on the last tile.
Yeah, Tompa, how aggressive are you? Okay, not that aggressive. Could have taken this one while also endangering their city. Therefore, they opt for the safer approach. Now they don't mind a possible restriction. There are still 3 starting tiles out there.
Yeah,
the problem
road. Yeah.
Exactly, Kaika, exactly. And the road is the problem. So now these two are delayed either until the starting tile falls into Tompa's hands, or they decide to just get this meeple back. For now, it's not a huge problem. Yep.
Well, what would you consider even like, given that that one starting tile is delaying both of your meeples, would you even consider like just sacrificing the city one, the city site, and make it into a rune and just rescue one of your meeple instead?
I definitely would, depending on the meeple situation. For now, it's not critical because with 5 or now 4 meeples in hand, it's not a big problem to have this one there, but you surely would like to get that one back. So if, for example, let's do it like that, blue would snatch these 3 points and make the mistake of dropping road end there, I'd surely use a straight there and then play this as a ruin. Doesn't matter. I mean, often useful to have a city to dump unwieldy big city tiles onto. If you have no option to delay your opponent's city. But, well, all is moot. Yellow got the starting tile, now even has a chance to prolong their road by quite a bit. We'll see. Will blue take care of their city or attack yellows? Or maybe the bottom one? Or
The bottom one
do
seems to be a
stuff
bit
like that?
more critical though. One cap away? No, one cap away actually, right. He gets a cap, he closes the left, and the right side is slightly more difficult to close. To interrupt, yeah.
Yeah, I considered that move, didn't talk about it because I don't like it that much. Sure, there's only one cap, so one twin caps, but also another extender. Okay, then you at least get another chance to attack it again. And well, you gain the option to kill the square. Let's see how this turns out. So for now, yellow was able to close their road after blue tried to harass it again. But at least they were forced to give blue a road end as well.
I was wondering whether it was a wise decision to maybe even meeple the 1 point road on the top of the T junction for yellow.
Oh yeah, of course they should have
a loop road available.
Yeah, right. They should have.
It reminds me of who? It reminds me of Crafty. I think he would have done that, right? Crafty, given his like, was it him who prefers to play like with just 1 point road, meepling 1 point road?
Yeah, I mean, blue's road here was it was after yellow's. Okay. Yeah, but with a 5 point loop in the making, I would have at least considered that. Okay, now we'll see. Blue tried this kill, didn't work out. Yellow defended, but had to dump a monastery there, which they rather would have liked to stack. And blue quite likely will take this side of the city. Should do that now, but they could also attack the one on the left side. But it's tricky.
Was it a missed opportunity for yellow to maybe even stack monasteries? Because he definitely would prefer to have the vanilla city cap for himself, and he wouldn't want blue to take it, right? So
yeah, I would have stacked the monastery there. Not just due to the stacked monasteries, but also due to a restriction like that one here with only one dagger remaining. So in some cases, city and monastery get killed on the square if blue gets the extender going over here and draws. Of course, only if they draw the dagger beforehand. But yeah, why do you create another monastery dumping ground when there's a perfect place up top? Sure, some cases this gets killed from the right side, but even then 16 points for two monasteries next to each other are fine. On the other hand, any monastery here would also give blue chances to expand the field on the right side. Yeah, for now it looks like this here is working fine for yellow. They only need to get the twin caps to meeple the field and then attack blues. Blue with a second farmer on the left side, hoping to share ideally 3 cities with their middle field. Blue nicely takes away this field attack, but there is still a great one available on the left side. And of course, Yellow City is still alive, as is Blue's.
Blue City has not been touched since the first, like, what, 20 tiles of the game? The top right one. It's been like that.
Yeah,
but he has the opportunity to work on that, right?
Yeah.
He got into good Doritos. Also gotten a triple city, yeah, which he gave to his opponent. So yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, the triple city I get this year. I don't know. Not completely convinced. Also, I might have considered dumping the horse there. On the other hand, then I guess yellow just waited for Road Dorito, which of course would be the ideal completion. Problem of this one here is if you don't act on this field early enough, your opponent with their meeple majority quite likely would. For example, taking a curve here maybe to protect the city from the bottom, at least indirectly. But for now, I mean, blue has the fields, but yellow has the lead and has more meeples in hand. It's looking very good for them. A lot is hinging on this square here. So whichever piece drops first in Blue's hand, we'll see. Ooh, shiny. So this field is cut off on the left side. Also, this cap here won't be used. Basically preventing a 10-point move by blue with this horse here. So very effective very effective use of a mostly useless tile in many cases.
It gives yellow an opportunity to reinvade the right farm. Now that the two field is not possible to join together, so
yeah, well, at least exceptionally unlikely. There is still a way in theory.
yeah,
but I don't see it. Yeah, definitely. With only one meeple on this currently 12-point farm, potentially 18-point farm. Don't like that one bit. I mean, that's the prime opportunity for Tompa to attack the field.
I'm not too sure about what Tompa is attempting to do as well with getting back his meeples, because I don't. He secured his monastery with a straight row at the bottom right of his monastery. Yeah, that's a huge tile there for blue, but I don't think yellow necessarily needs the meeples right now. So yeah.
No, it's not about the meeples. It's about the chance to get a meeple back and attack the field with tempo, while also creating another option to add another farmer.
And he still didn't go for it, even with a monastery.
Maybe he wants to force a fieldless win. I mean, have at it, but there are still caps out there. There are still chances even to create this loop to include in this city on blue's field. And well, then you'll have to play catch up in the late stages of a game when you had a basically perfect attack served on a platter.
Yeah. So as blue, do you double down? No, he did not double down. I was thinking whether he double downs on the field, on the right field.
And there is another option, by the way. Sorry for interrupting. For this one to join the main field nets up top, because the quad growth rule is still out there. So if yellow's city closes here with a vanilla or twin caps, then there's only this one, which blue would need to unify the fields, which is not in their interest, because even if yellow city closes, they would have 3 shared cities. But yellow doesn't even care about trying to protect their city. Nothing.
There's still like 4 curve roads, so it is.
I mean, not that this would score a lot for them. It's at 7, so if close 16, that's 9. But giving back 3 each to both of blue's fields, so it's a net 3-point move. But this meeple here would also score at least 3-4 points. This looks rather juicy here, so maybe even more. So, boy, not sure what's Tompa playing here, actually. Definitely not convinced about a lot of their moves lately. This year, of course, was a must.
I mean, is it a bit too premature? Like, maybe just meepling the Dorito in the next turn if you happen to have a attacking tile.
Yeah. On the other hand, if your opponent wants to defend now, if they get a vanilla and you haven't a meeple here, well, they take the city. So at least if they defend, you get the compensation. So the meeple looks like a must to me. The other option I would consider is this, but nah. Wrong daggers. No, right daggers out there. The left-handed daggers are still there. There's still a starting tile. Yeah, actually, just for attacking purposes, this one would have been better, but then it's also better for blue to defend, or easier to defend. So looks to me like this one was the correct choice. Yeah, yellow finally
50-50. Yeah.
I mean, why take the what was it, 4 or 5 curves, even the 95% option to attack a field, if you can take a 50-50 later? I mean, I don't get it. Did I miss something, or I don't understand this?
I think what Tompa could have done, maybe just wait for the crossroad to come out, and then invade from the bottom with a loop road. I mean, with a curve, a straight road and a curve, a starting tile and a curve.
You'd have to explain a bit more.
I mean, like you put a straight road of the curve on -1, -8, and then, oh no, straight road or starting tile, sorry. Straight road or starting tile, -1, -8, and then loop it around.
Okay, yeah. Still available for later, right?
Yeah, true. The risk is the crossroad, so perhaps just wait for it, I guess. Or
yeah,
maybe
but they
he's
want to
just-
get to crossroads anyway, and now it's gone. So
Yeah.
yep, this ninja is still available. I mean, they don't even need to attack the field, but if they had, at least this would have opened another winning route for them. Yep, this is also nice, attacking the field here. Can't do anything about Blue City, but actually that really doesn't matter. That city is 10 points, if close 22, so plus 12. The field is worth more than that. It's at 18 points now. So
Aki can do a reinvasion right now if he wants to. We're at the bottom with the straight roads.
with the ninja, yeah, right. And I think he should. There's no crossroad out there. There are regular curves. Rotorito, yeah, this looks very good. But the first curve goes to yellow. And I mean, might be out there, but I would take the road now. And yellow concurs. But the problem with this is if blue then closes their city and you don't get another curve to attack the field, you might just lose. And that's tricky now for Tompa. No meeple in hand, down -4. Still a way to get back this here, and actually you need to draw the curve anyway. So why not go for the city and then use the curve later? Because if he now connects with the curve and then blue connects, blue will win. Okay, wouldn't have worked. Oh, might have worked actually, because they got this one. But in that case, if blue gets the curve immediately, they should have just killed the city, and then it would have been a blue win anyway without more curves left. So yeah, at least in this permutation, yellow could have done any of the suggested moves. All would have ended in a loss. Yeah, but
yeah, I think it's like what you said. It all stemmed from yellow's insistent. Not insistent. Yellow's how to say, reluctance to meeple the field early on. Right, he has so many meeples at that point, and I was even commenting that he was trying his best to save the monastery meeple, whereas he had 4 meeples in hand at the moment. So I was like thinking it's most likely possible for him to do something else with those meeples.
yeah, it's not over yet, actually. Aki, of course, has to attack this, else yellow might get to close it, and then Aki could, I mean, possibly throw another game. This time they didn't. So then it's 2-0 for Aki stack, and at least this second one, I think, yeah, severe mismanagement by Tompa. I mean, we still have roughly 20 minutes to go until the next match, so we will take a closer look again at least some of these situations. And I mean, I tend to be pretty harsh. Sometimes I'm overly harsh, but I think I weren't this time. At least I hope I wasn't. So Tompa tries to still find a move, and yeah, the move is just to add a point to the monastery. Maybe like that. Blue will take 3 points somewhere. Doesn't really matter.
I guess it's easy for us to sort of like to sort of see the outcome, but maybe like for the players, it's still a matter of like just counting.
Yeah, sure.
And so on, right?
Yeah. That definitely is a given. I mean, it's way easier for us. We know which tiles are left. We know the exact score, and it is without counting for the last move. Perfect, always perfect, at least by now. For example, these 3 points up top here aren't factored in the score. That's due to timing issues. Still haven't found a way to correct this, at least not in a sufficient way, so it works for live games and replays and all the time. But I should take another look at it. Yeah, so second one with 6 points to Aki stack, and I mean, just think about what this vanilla could have accomplished. Closing the city, getting 6 more points for this field. If only there would have been a chance like that still available to yellow, we could have gotten a decider. So yeah, let's take a look at the replay. And again, in roughly 20 minutes, we'll have the next match between LazyBore and CT. So maybe late mid-game. Okay, tad early, but we'll get there. Still check out this one. So let's rewind. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this was a must, at least in my book. Yeah, and again, I even totally missed that one. Yellow could have now closed the monastery and taken this spot themselves with the road monastery. But quite likely they still hoped to get the twin caps and attack the field. But I think, yeah, on the other hand, if blue wants to extend the field, they'd have to liberate your monastery. So at this point, I get taking the bottom square there. Okay. Yeah, if I'm Aki, I'd either go for this, threatening completion with 2 pieces, forcing yellow to invest the meeple here. Yeah, not even either, because this one, I don't like it. I'd rather give my opponent one chance at attack than giving them a chance like this. That's worse to attack, way less tiles to connect. But there's also the chance to restrict the square. And if it gets restricted, if I get something placed there, quite likely another attack or restriction could happen. Whereas this here is only the one chance. Either they hit something or they don't. So with a shielded Dorito, I think I would have gone there. Wasn't that huge of a risk that yellow would add a farmer there right now with only 2 meeples in hand. But Aki chose differently.
Aki decides to join the field before any splitter shenanigans can happen.
Yeah.
With a farmer, yeah.
As we've said, I think that's totally fine. Just take away this shot, even though there's another one on the left side. But he takes care of it immediately. And what did yellow do? Play for the monasteries, right? Oh yeah, on the left side, of course. The AQ restricts the city, looks fine. Taking away the road Doritos, yeah, actually very good move with a straight. As was this one. Although, as good as this was in terms of field play, it could have also killed Blue City up top, or more or less killed.
I mean, if Tompa is going the fieldless win scenario, it might even be better just to join both of Aki's field together. Right,
exactly.
and interrupt the city on the top right instead.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So totally get this move, and I like it, but if we think about it a tad longer, this here even seems stronger. Because it takes away, well, after the field's blue's most threatening feature. And if you then manage to draw a cap here to unite the fields, you'd take away, as of now, 6 points. Yeah, and that might open the floodgates for your fieldless win. On the other hand, still a lot of caps out there, so the fields or the field would improve quite likely, but with a meeple majority, you might be able to outrun. Of course, this here definitely isn't ideal, so I get keeping the threat of a field attack alive. A tight field for yellow would have won them the game. So yeah, I do understand this.
Yeah, this move here, I was like thinking he has 4 meeples. Most probably, like they're coming back soon. I mean, like whatever meeples he has on the board, he can still retrieve them. Maybe except the one on the top upper left, the more difficult one. So I'm just wondering, like, was it necessary to I guess in this case make sure that the meeple for the monastery actually comes back?
What else would you have done with the straight then? This one?
We can. Yeah, true. Also, there's nothing much we can do. I guess maybe limit the field if you're planning to go fieldless.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, although this here helps only a bit because there are still green squares at the bottom left, and there are still at least one right-handed dagger left. Yeah. So I mean, I would have understand this one here. To restrict this, also take away this loop, possible loop. But yeah,
I think he wants the loop for himself, right? I mean, in this scenario, as yellow, you might want to just keep your options open for reinvading the field. There's still 5 more curves. You can secure the invasion platform, maybe get a T-junction, set it up, and get a loop to join in.
Yeah, although this would be risky unless anything already is over there. So if, I don't know, blue would have placed something here, then this here definitely would have been nice. Yeah, I do understand this, but for meeples, maybe just dump one there. You know that this here could be used for a ninja later on. There are only 2 crossroads left. So why not just secure the road now? Maybe then you later expand this by another 3 points while also attacking the field with tempo. I mean, it's not a must, and I get this. I mean, it's very likely to draw a curve, and then you take the road. Still, road ends out there, so why not?
Yeah, I guess it makes sense also. Like now that I think about it, right? If he was to hit the road first, the curve road first, he cannot really use it effectively. He could try to get it back, but he can be stuck to a starting tile spot, right?
Yeah,
let's
if he
say
gets
he,
without a straight gets a curve, he'd have to play it
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
This here is too risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get this.
Makes
It's
sense.
fine. We could debate whether to add a road meeple or not. In the end, there are also these daggers here, which could be, yeah, maybe not used like that. Set up another field attacking option. Although I'd refrain from using a dagger there in that case. I just wait for a simple curve, or ideally crossroad to also take the 2 points immediately. Yeah, and then it allowed for, still don't get it, blue's move here, which, by the way, would have been not totally fine, but better at the bottom. No, totally fine actually at the bottom, because then there's nothing that yellow could have done. They wouldn't use a curve like that. They, of course, wouldn't use a straight like that. And even if they were, this farmer here does nothing. There's a road end there. Both road monasteries are on the board, so it would be a drunken farmer. But this here, it's just a great option to attack the field. And with the meeple majority by yellow, I'd always go there. Yep, always with the cap out there in the open. I don't mind if blue claims that cap. I just drop another farmer. And if they drop a farmer there, well, at least they would be down to 1 meeple in hand, and I'd attack this later on somewhere. And if I don't want to go for the farm at all, well, why not just dump it here? Maybe still drop a farmer there, just in case this here doesn't get filled, and at least you'd be on the 9-point farm on the left side. So this here also, another problem with this one, at top there is a road, so blue can even try to kill this with tempo. So definitely not precise, as wasn't really that likely for blue to, for example, use a cap over here just to create this restriction option. So yeah, definitely not precise by yellow there. Maybe they hadn't seen this option. Maybe they didn't even want to go for the field at all. But I think that would be just a mistake. And blue has 5 meeples on the board, only 2 in hands. Just force them to do something. Just force them to spend their last meeples.
Because yellow did separated the field, so my assumption at that point was that he's going to invade the field, and then after that, with whatever which is happening at the bottom right, it does not seem like he's trying to invade the field. And after that, he invades the field from the top left. So it's a bit like how to say, it's a bit like there wasn't really a clear decision as to whether he wants to go for field or not until the best opportunity is gone, and you just have to hope for the 50-50.
Yeah, doesn't look like the most stringent of plans ever. We'll see. Yeah, terrible news for yellow. But again, they get another crack at attacking the field. And by now they are down 5 points. And blue has 3 meeples in hand with 22 tiles. That's plenty. So it's not like your yellow's meeple advantage helps them a lot. So I think that still was a must. There are 5 curves left. So, I mean, and more roads here. So yeah, just force blue to spend their meeples, and then in the end, you might be able to outrun them. And if you don't want to attack the field, maybe just take the monastery there, protect the left one, take this road, continue this road, which would also be quite effective, scoring a lot of points with simple road tiles, which most often don't give you a lot of good options to score points. Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to take the monastery over there, why not just take it where you had the like to where is it again? The bottom right there, 2 spaces away from just put it there instead, right?
Yeah.
You're most likely going to be getting your monastery back, and it secures your monastery. Like what you say, it gives you another option to reinvade the field later if necessary. So
yeah. Even that, exactly. You could drop the monastery here, and if you get I don't know, maybe these crossroads, even drop a farmer, then connect, liberate the monastery, take another road, tie the field. So many beautiful options. Yellow did none. It's just a waste. And
it would have worked out, right? He got in the T-junction even.
Yeah, and even this crossroad here. I mean, yeah, sure, you get a meeple back, you get 2 points, but there are 4 points up top. There's still a road end left. Maybe claim it, or maybe in this case even drop a farmer here with the crossroad. I wouldn't, due to this road here. Oh man, so many missed opportunities. Yeah, this one, yellow didn't go for the indirect restriction, which would have taken away at least 2 tiles. Yeah, and also would have taken away a lot of options to restrict the city to a 50-50. Yeah, oh man. So many suboptimal moves.
Was it a slight imprecision there from Aki from blue, putting the road Dorito on the bottom right of his city first? Granted that it actually sets up another field invasion platform now that the T-junction is gone.
Yep,
right?
Yep. Nice observation. This here would be more precise. Not just due to field attacks over here with curves, but also it's way more likely that an attack up top would be executed. Yeah, it's like not way more likely. Actually, there are still 2 daggers, so something like that would have worked. But there are more tiles to go here and try to attack the city. Yeah, well, and then the city gets killed. Because yellow didn't indirectly defend. Well, their defense wouldn't have helped anyway. And then they tried to go for the field after all here. Okay, So we have only 2 minutes left until the next game. So let's stop this replay analysis right here. I think, I mean, we witnessed everything else, right? Don't think there was anything more we should have talked about. Yeah. I mean, blue could have taken away this attack here. On the other hand, there were still other options, and going for this, I totally get. Was still close, and they needed to score points. So yeah, why not try this before yellow kills the city? Okay, then let's get to the next match. It's LazyBore versus CT. So let's find these two. CT lost their first match versus Phosphate and has three strong opponents left. So yeah, definitely need to win today if they want to have a chance to reach the playoffs. Else it will be pretty unlikely for them. And LazyBore, I think, won their first match. Yeah, they did, versus Gladky Alex. Have a slightly easier schedule, except for Nallerheim. But we'll see. So let's focus on today. I think I have the rating evolution somewhere. Here we go. So LazyBore, top rating 650, 660 something, usually found between 500 and 600. Of course, international for UK. CT, not a master, top rating 680, I think. So yeah, they'd be my favorite for this duel. Who's your favorite, Kaika?
I would say CT. I think that again, it's the same case whereby like we see more CT. I think over the past, at least personally, I think I've seen more CT in CCL so far. Especially that match between him and also Phosphate. And I think he stood his ground pretty well actually, even though he lost that game. So but then I'm not too familiar with LazyBore either. So is he I don't want to say anything wrong, but is he someone else's, like, does he have like a sibling who also plays Carcassonne? Was it him or is it someone else?
If I remember correctly, yes, he has a very prominent sibling. Let me check. But I think LazyBore is Chris Tucker, so the brother of 2023 world champion, I think. Let me quickly check if I'm correct, at least regarding Lazy. Where is it?
Yeah, it's 2023. Matt Tucker. Because Sangler was 2024. And then last year we have a player from China. I forgot his name. Even though I'm Chinese, I forgot his name. Yeah.
Oh, although, do I mix Chris Tucker with Matt Healy? Let me check. I think Chris Tucker is Fanatical Lime, right? Yeah, Fanatical Lime is Chris Tucker, and LazyBore is Matt Healy Rayner.
Wrong person.
Yeah, don't ask me. That's exactly why I don't mention their names, at least in most cases, because either I'd have to check. I mean, I have a list somewhere, but I mean, in the end, it doesn't matter. It's yellow versus blue. So, and actually, it doesn't. Even if Matt were playing with his traditional yellow meeples, yeah, he was world champion 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. But everything else after that sometimes looked slightly wonky. So it's still Carcassonne. You have to bring your A game, your best level for every game, for every match, for every duel. And if you manage, well, you should have a good chance of winning, at least on this level. And if you don't, you might not. But even then, you might make mistakes. And if you get enough love from the deck, get the right tiles at the right point, could still outlast an opponent that's rated 850 and would play perfectly.
LazyBore doing something interesting with the straight road here, not opting to go for the slight what to say, interruption for the, well, it would not have worked, but yeah, he could have forced oh, what am I talking about? Sorry. No. I got my colors mixed up.
Yeah, I think you wanted to see this restriction here, but it's yellow.
Move.
Indeed, my friend, a content move. But what yellow could have considered was a road meeple. Because if blue gets to defend, they might restrict this connection to a crossroad. Well, then they have a very long road there. So why not try to take this over to at least get some compensation if yellow manages to defend here? And if not, well, of course, you don't mind a restriction here, as there are 2 of blue's meeples there. If you get to close your road at the bottom, that is. Else, it would effectively, so with the connection here, it would effectively be a mini battle of this monastery versus this road. And the problem, of course, being the city there. So not ideal. That's why Matt, right? Yeah. Yellow didn't go for this road, which is a slight problem for them now, but not the end of all days. So they might still be able to attack this, or could simply use a curve to at least prevent the loop and try to go for it. Later, we'll see in a situation when there are still all but 1 road ends out there. Okay, 2. I wouldn't even go this route. Breaking the loop doesn't make a lot of sense like that. Maybe try to play something here first, although we'll see. For now, it looks pretty equalish. Once yellow attacks blue's field, it would be more or less equal on the scoreboard as well, or unites the roads for that matter.
Yellow did a pretty interesting move, I would say. Not this, actually. I was considering the dagger on the top. I think he realized that he's a bit behind in the scores and decides to not join the road for the time being. And just start his own city, hoping perhaps to get an extended tile and catch up that way. And I think also he would have preferred to have a city cap without a road, or maybe like a vanilla city cap instead of the rose tile, so that he can start a second city somewhere else, hoping to get extenders, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds fine. I mean, the other options would have been the prime option, of course, just to connect the roads. Take this one, try to build up this here, try to attack blue city there. Restrict also this one. Yeah, but I do understand this. I mean, it indeed sets up the secondary field there, also restricts blue's field, takes away a possible 4-point loop there.
City should be greedy here, right, with the crossroad. Take the 2 points, preparing another route end. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But it endangers their city here. On the other hand, doesn't matter that much.
He goes the other way. Okay.
Not a fan, actually, because sure, you have a nice spot to use straights, and there are still 6 to come.
I think I would prefer the other way, because at the very least, it gives you a few more green spaces to work on as well.
Yeah, exactly. And in some cases, you would really love to drop another cap there, which their chosen move doesn't allow. Yeah. I mean, at least they didn't close these two here, which they could have also considered. But actually, why do that? You only secure the 2 points here. These are 2 points as well. And if yellow wants to expand a tile to connect there and also expand your field, let them. The only problem with this one and not taking away this is a yellow field attack. Unblockable. And then there's this option for blue to restrict this and maybe still hope for the splitter. Let's see.
I mean, if you're restricting that way, would it be better just to restrict it downwards instead of to the left for the city side? With the triple city.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, likely, because if you go like this, then you'd give yellow the option to attack this. Maybe if they are desperate or this one is closed already, and you'd have a second chance on the left side, which wouldn't be present, at least not with tempo, with this orientation.
Yellow can even sneak in if he decides to meeple on the bottom of the Fiodorito, blue's Fiodorito. If blue decides to close in such a way.
Yeah, but blue might drop a farmer now. They should actually. Sure. They don't. Okay. I mean, it's 9 points, maybe 12. There are a lot of open spaces left. There is this option here, and you would have gotten the connection for 3. Yeah, I think insurance farmer would have been totally fine. And will we see this restriction now? I think I'd go for it. Then later try to restrict yellow's monasteries and the city, and basically the game should be yours then. Okay, blue prefers to go for loop road. Yeah.
Gets extra value, extra 2 points from the T-junction, closing the loop road right now. Most likely, I would say.
Yeah, sure.
Is there anything else he can do? Maybe just to save his meeple? But again, I don't think that's necessary. Yellow would be the one who would like a meeple back at this point in time.
Yeah, this move, no, definitely not. Just wait for yellow to execute that one. It serves yellow well to connect. It won't help blue. They'd rather keep the meeple count at 3-1 than go for 3-2 or 4-2. Yeah, and it's just so great. this road here, this option for yellow to connect, just disallows yellow to use caps here to set up the splitter. Okay, so take 2 points on the left side, instead somewhere else, just to devalue the yellow city here, taking, and there is the long-awaited field attack, because yellow finally got the exact piece they needed to execute the perfect field attack. And yeah, this horse on the left side, of course, eliminates more or less all chances for yellow to complete the city. And this here takes away the splitter options.
Blue playing it very safe, given that if he joins in, there's a very minor possibility that yellow draws a splitter tile and then reinvades the bottom city and just run away with that, right?
Yeah, but blue won't play this move. So blue will just extend their side, even if it's only for 1 point and doesn't come with the shield. They don't have any incentive to combine these city parts here. But now it gets more interesting. Yellow got one of their monks back, also set up this one. Will claim the 4 points now, or will they farm immediately? And they do. Which, of course, we have to respect, but it shouldn't work.
Yeah, I think it would have been better to just take the 4 points first, and then if you get a straight road, you can ninja, I mean, not ninja, you can set up another field invasion from the top with a curve.
Yep. Not ideal if you already need a curve, but with 5 or 6 rather, still to go, it's totally fine. And well, the problem of not taking points is yellow is down. They have this meeple here that's in most cases trapped. There are still options to get it back, but it's unlikely due to this here being the last dagger. So I mean, there are other options to close this city without giving blue great chances to kill it, but it's just hinging on the splitter here, and it's so unlikely. And therefore, in the long run, in this battle here, blue is way more likely to get their meeple back and then have the meeple majority. And of course, having the meeple majority and more points on the scoreboard, although they actually don't have more points on the scoreboard when the field is tied, then they'd basically lose 9 to yellow. But still, meeple majority more likely for blue. So I'd still would have liked to take these 4 points for yellow, but we'll see. For now, they take the lead with 4. And might even force blue to do this, which kills 2 birds with 1 stone. So, for example, takes away the splitter setup for yellow's city there. And also, of course, attacks the most valuable feature here. And then, well, we also should take a look at this 9-pointer that's available for anyone to take, which 2 options for the Road Monastery could still be unified with the currently tied main field. Let's see.
I think he will go for the field. Maybe not that side. Maybe at the bottom. No, bottom is restrictable. No, definitely not.
That
No.
would be rather risky.
Ideally, he would want to take the field on the top, but he does not. Oop, he goes for it. Is it a city or a field? He's city.
Oh, it's a city attack. Okay. I get that, but I don't like it that much. Because if you attack the city up top, then Elysia would never get closed without either this connection or this connection, because there's only one splitter left. And this here as well could have also been used for a field attack, while also ensuring that yellow can't run away with their city on their own. Now yellow took the 9-pointer up top. Again, 2 options for the road monastery. So at least a 50-50 flip that might win yellow the game in the end. For now, looks like CT will just stack monasteries. Yeah, sure, this here could get killed. But if you're down, why not try? I mean, actually, it seems fine. If they want to take over the field, not meepling this one might be the way to go. It also gives them chances to take away this monastery square, and there are, of course, already chances to take away the other one, so to prevent yellow from uniting the fields.
I mean, like, given that, I'm not sure about this, but I'm just wondering whether it's actually even necessary for yellow to attempt to unite the field at this point.
No, it's definitely not, and it wouldn't be the best idea to do so. If yellow would get the road monastery now, I think they'd refrain from unifying the fields. On the other hand, now that they have the prime opportunity to kill Blue's monastery and secure their meeple advantage, if they get at least one of 6 caps to get their meeple on the left side back.
They can do a diamond shape city. There's still 2 more tiles.
No. Yeah, this is really juicy, but I think it's too greedy. I think just killing the monastery, keeping this meeple in hand, it's your last one. You can't counter anything now. It would have been way better. Whoa.
What's out?
Not yet. They haven't won yet.
I know. Split the tile.
I would love this content move here.
No, he needs a meeple back.
But he plays it safe, and that's exactly the right move. Giving 4 straights and 1 road monastery to save on this monk.
Yeah, I think for CT's chances now is most probably to get a meeple back and to reinvade the field.
Yeah, although there is one huge problem. CT by now is down 15 points, and if we count, the field is worth only 12. That's That just doesn't cut it. So yellow kills one of the monastery squares, doesn't want to unite their top 12-point field with the shared bottom 12-point field. Although the top one...
Oh, you know what he could do? He could, no,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Yeah, he could do that. He could do that. Yeah. I was thinking something else, but it's not going to work.
Let's say with 2 or 3 meeples in hand, we could talk about this. With only the one, I think, just protecting that one should be it. Although there are still chances to kill this or to restrict this to a road monastery. Actually, does he even need to protect? No, he doesn't. It doesn't work because the only piece left to kill the square is the remaining cow, and that would still kill it, even if you protect, and no matter which protection you try. So the only chance would be to restrict to a road monastery square, and that's what blue does to add more volatility. So flipping for the road monastery it is.
But now yellow can just drop a farmer.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, something like that.
Yep, and they still have caps left to get another meeple back. Yeah, CT, what do you do? Well, you need a connection up top for 6 points. Ideally with the remaining rows to score a 4-point road as well. So that would be 10. And then you're back in business. Okay, he tries to go after this one. And I think if you're yellow, you just claim this field here now. On the other hand,
yeah, his city is being threatened right now, given that there's still a cow left. So I'm not too sure whether he'll go for that move.
Yeah, even any road from the top would restrict this to a 50-50. Yeah, you won't drop a farmer now.
There are still quick point tiles. But yeah, if you're assuming that, I mean, like, no. If you're thinking that CT is going to draw them, then you're not going to get them either. It might even be okay to just put the curve road next to the city cap at the bottom left, just to ensure that a block is not possible to a field side. It reduces the likelihood, I guess, but
actually it increases the likelihood of closing this city because more or less all tiles except for the rows would restrict or could restrict or kill your city immediately. So yeah, I think that protection seems to be the best idea. Ooh, that is nice because
no way to block. Yeah,
there's no way to block, but the city is dead now. So yellow took over. Let me use the right color then. This 12-point field. But blue got their 10-point move up top. Now they are at 84. They only would have needed the road monastery over here and then another field attack. And yellow
is not enough already at this point.
Yep, that's the problem. That's why blue would have needed the road monastery and then the field attack. So ideal permutation for blue would have been something like that here. But it just didn't work out. So yeah, then the first one will go to LazyBore. Even took away a non-existent ninja. Actually, this here was a mistake. Blue still had this option to attack the field, which of course wouldn't have mattered at minus 30 something, but still, no reason to place it there. Yeah, definitely an interesting game. Might be interesting developments. And again, I'm not convinced that Blue not doing anything about this was the right choice. So the restriction here might have been in order. They had the game under control. They had the meeple advantage.
I would say as well the decision to reinvade the city on the bottom left by Blue instead of prioritizing, I guess, the field might have been also another misplay there.
Yeah, right. This move here. Yeah.
You're getting 12 points and preventing or limiting the opponent's city by a whole bunch instead of trying to tie 6 points, 7 points? 6 points, yeah.
Yeah, 7. But no matter if 6 or 7, I mean, if they had gone for this year, of course, there were still 3 cows left and multiple caps. So this might have even increased the likelihood of yellow's chances to close this city. But, well, even if this happens, there are still options to attack it again. So yeah, definitely a few moves here or there, which I would have liked over the moves Blue did here in this game. So we'll see. Second one underway. First points for LazyBore.
Oh, this looks familiar. The splitter tile. If it was someone else, the meeple would have been on the bottom side of the vertical splitter.
Are you talking about Gluvia's
Yeah, yesterday's game
content move yesterday? Yeah, it's easy to make fun of other people's mistakes, right?
You know, you imagine the advantage you get if you get the starting tile. Actually, you don't really get much by getting the starting tile. I mean, no, you can meeple the road when you get the starting tile, right? So some gains there, I guess.
Let's say Glovia's move yesterday at least made a bit of sense. And this one here definitely wouldn't have. And let's keep it at that. I think there was enough salt being rubbed into his wounds yesterday already. Yeah, Blue doesn't continue. This one else, they would see this one here getting restricted to one of 2 remaining daggers. On the other hand, they had a chance to restrict yellow, or at least try to. In some cases, maybe even try to just tie this and then kill this, win a mini battle. Although not in that case, quite likely when they had a better use for Doritos at the bottom. Yeah, for now, yellow scores the points. Blue takes well, more adventurous features, maybe. I mean, this road here, doesn't look that great. Basically, blue needs to wait for crossroad, else they'd get pushed into the square and then they'd need starting tile. Yeah,
Might even need multiple starting tile at different spots, right?
Exactly. So in that case, if I'm yellow, I'd go or try to go for this setup here. Both restricted to a starting tile. And blue should prevent this. Maybe even going there right now. Yeah, the city, of course, also possible to restrict this to a starting tile. So why not start there? Maybe with 7 crossroads still out there, meeple the road, yeah, and they decided to do this after all.
But you need a lot of road ends though at this point in time.
Right. On the other hand, at least you took away an easy 3-point option from your opponent. So at least a small gain there. Also,
wait, why did LazyBore force a T-junction spot for CT?
I'm not sure. Maybe because CT needs road ends and he'd like to force another crossroad spot as well.
Perhaps.
The one thing I might have considered is this here, as then blue would have to decide where to place a rose, for example. And you would have an easy option of restricting either side when you place something up top, which they just did. So yeah, why not do this? Restrict this square, hope to draw a splitter, and if not, well, at least delay another of blue meeples. Okay, he opts to score 3 points. Here, blue secures another road.
I think I actually prefer the blocking move you're referring to with the rules on the top. Because I think it's kind of unlikely, I don't know, that CT is going to use a road end for the 3-point road on the left.
Yeah,
it needs so many road end.
At this point, I'm pretty sure blue would just close one of the roads, especially the bottom one, instead of claiming 3 points. And yeah, blue hopes for this one, takes the right approach, because even if this were restricted, there are still 3 daggers left. There would only be 2 where they place their Dorito. Yeah, next chance for yellow. The longer they think, the more likely it'll be they just take and create another city. Yeah, at least with this blocking chance. Okay, I get it. I mean, it's not like blue will close this here the easy way. Still so many tiles they need to place there. So yeah, actually this looks like the right priority now.
Perhaps facing the city downwards is better for yellow when he plays the rose tile. There's a loop road possibility which also gives momentum to attack the yellow city.
Yeah, it is. And then there is the case of continuing your city and giving blue a perfect chance to protect these 2 squares.
Not even continuing, right? Like even closing the city itself will give an opportunity for blue to do something about that blocking spot.
Yeah, that as well, of course. So going here or doing this would at least indirectly defend the other square quite a bit. Although this option here would be additional to what blue could do already. So I think yellow just preferred meeple safety. Didn't mind this one, quite likely because blue already has a road in the vicinity which they could use to attack this city. We'll see whether LazyBore even decides to defend. No, they attack blue's road up top. Curve attacks against roads are quite often not ideal because in some cases you get immediately countered. Here we go, extender, defense.
Indirect defense. Yeah.
And then we'll see whether blue will get a straight road monastery even. Yeah, road monastery would be actually pretty sweet over here. And defend, or if yellow, for example, gets an extender, a vanilla cap, a monastery, or twin caps to kill this. And the other thing about this setup is if they close their city, well, they give blue the chance to restrict this blocking square and indirectly save their city. So for example, now any curve over here, and blue has one in hand, but they have also this one here they could deal with. So any curve would restrict the blocking options to the two road monasteries. And then on the other hand, there is this one, but with only one connection tile and two twin caps. I might be rather going for this. I mean, yeah, there are 3 daggers left, but at least then there'd be a better chance likely to kill this. But we'll see. And also this here isn't ideal, or rather this isn't ideal due to this threat here. Nonetheless, blue goes for it.
And yellow most probably will complete the block of blue city right now with the vanilla
they will.
cap.
Nope. I don't think yellow will stand a chance here in the long run. Blue will stand a chance in the long run. Yellow quite likely will win this one. Unless they go for the jugular and try to take over this city at the bottom, which could actually be one of the better approaches due to the saving tiles asymmetry here. So having 2 tiles for yellow versus 1 for blue. Because also if blue connects, well, then yellow gets the first crack at the shared city. Yeah, doesn't look great at all for blue. This, well, is it a city? Is it a ruin? We'll see later. This here is definitely a ruin. And yellow has all the meeples they need in hand. Yeah. And blue can't really justify meepling that one with only 1 starting tile left. And any other great spots available. There aren't a lot of road ends left. They only have the one meeple in hand, so they just use the road end there. Yeah. Not great at all. Looks like right now the best hope for blue would be to restrict the city, restrict this square, at least win this mini battle up top, even with 2 to 3 meeples. And then try to go for the city. So yellow restricts blue city. There's the splitter.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was thinking, does he need to drop a farm?
Not really.
Blue should be dropping a farm, I think. Would he?
Blue will,
yeah.
if they get a dagger, or quite likely should. Because
you can even like extend to the middle field, like with 2 close.
Yeah, they could. Actually, with a lot of combinations there. Also with vanillas or monasteries. Yeah, that might be a route for blue. And I think, yeah, well, I'm not sure if that's the move, because is it really that likely that yellow won't do anything there and let you complete the city? Whereas if you go on the right side, you just, if yellow doesn't do anything about it, close your city, claim a field, and at least have something with potential. And if yellow, well, were to restrict your city, at least there are still 3 daggers left. On the other hand, you already need the dagger there, so that quite likely was the one last drop to convince blue here to use the splitter there. On the other hand, I would have liked a setup over here, maybe like this even. Nah, rather like that, trying to restrict this square with tempo while also closing a city. Problem, of course, being the meeple status.
I think going back to blue's early decision to use the road Dorito to attempt an invasion of the yellow city, I think it definitely would have been a wiser choice just to defend his own city, given that you have a chance to at least complete your city and catch back up if yellow decides or was able to actually close his city instead, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked that protection because it would have also set up a 5-point road, and maybe you snatch this field. Yeah. And I would have preferred this protection over this attack.
Primarily because there was still a splitter available, right? And there was not really an extender, which is most probably the best tile to use to join in.
Yeah, exactly. If there were 3 cows or a cow and 2 extenders, I mean, sure, that's a nice move, but without any support from another meeple there, the chances were only 33% to successfully execute this attack. Whereas on the left side, you had a roughly 60% chance. Or actually even better than roughly 60. Yeah, 3 to 2. Yeah, so in other news, up top, stuff happened. Yellow claimed a road, restricted this square. Well, it's not yet on blue city. There's still a splitter left. And then blue restricted yellow city, yellow protected. Yeah, so at least they have 2 road Doritos to close the city. Could then also snatch a 4-point road. We are more or less entering desperation mode for blue. Problem now, yellow took this field here. And that's the problem. If you have the meeple minority equalizing a field or taking it over even, it's definitely way tougher than just dropping the first meeple. For now, they attack the road, which seems a good idea. Yellow gets the splitter. So the hopes of closing this city here are more or less crushed. Also, yellow drew 2 of the daggers, which blue still needs at the bottom and now needs at top as well. And yellow is at plus 30, so I'd like to call it now. I don't really see any permutation which would allow blue to still win this one. Road Monastery's gone, so no magic silver bullets to take over this field by, I don't know, closing the city, dumping a farmer, attacking over here, connecting with a second one. Oops. And then unifying all these fields. But even that would quite likely not be enough. Yellow found a killing move. Why not? Blue takes over the road. Now they are down 22 points. Well, closing the city at the bottom would be a 12-point move. Tying the field would be another 9 points, so maybe. There's still options, but we have 9 tiles left. LazyBore is the starting player, has 5 meeples in hand. So more or less could use a meeple on every move here. So why not take this field?
Yeah, just take the bottom field. I think LazyBore can even consider, I mean, he might not even need to, that would definitely work. He might not even need to be concerned if CT decides to invade the center field.
Actually, like this, that's a bit imprecise. Although depending on what you would consider, this here doesn't give blocking options against this square, which could still be used with the starting tile, and that cities on your field. So on the other hand, yeah, I think the 1 point extra on a possible blue road doesn't matter. And also, if you'd consider options to unite the fields, this orientation would be better, as you could use the dagger then as well. But in the end, that's just nitpicky stuff here, which doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, nice monastery, 7-pointer. Okay, blue sets up a field attack on the left side. doesn't really matter that much at plus 25, soon to be plus 32 with the monastery here.
Do you see any way for CT to come back for this?
Not anymore. Not after this monastery. Not after this one here. I mean, beforehand, sure. Field, monastery, somehow a double attack, maybe a blunder from yellow as well, but not with these tiles. Definitely not. And I think this one here was the decisive moment of this game. When they took the wrong path, which led to a blowout in the end.
Yeah, I think this road Dorito move as well. It's dedicating 2 meeples. Yeah, an additional meeple, you know, whereas you could have defended and not having to play it with a meeple disadvantage, I guess, and still have a chance to even close the city. Defend it with a road or something, straight road or something, and then drop a farm like what you said, take the road, loop road.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Okay, so my 60% assumption from earlier was definitely totally wrong because I completely neglected the straights, right? Yeah, okay. So let me quickly find something here. Yeah. Do you care for this specific situation? Should we look at it again or just
we could
call it a day?
Later. I mean, we could. You have time, right? I mean, are you planning to take a break before?
Yeah. I'm planning to take a break, but I don't need to have an hour break, so we could still invest 5 minutes. So then I'd like to try the new and improved. No, new. I created the permutation analyzer from scratch again with another approach, and it's definitely better now, and it should allow us to figure out the exact odds for this one here after the hypothetical indirect save by blue.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
I just prefer the defensive move because it gives me an opportunity to score, to keep up with the scores in the case my opponent closes a city, and if he does not close it, I might still have another chance to do something about it later, you know. So
yeah, right, exactly. That one would have kept at least this city alive, maybe on life support, whatever you want to say about it. And you still had this setup. You still had other options to maybe go for this. Not sure if they would have worked out in the end because there were quite a lot of caps to immediately close Yellow City. But if you take a look at that one, it's worth 16 points. And if that's getting closed, well, scores the same, maybe even more. I'm not sure when the field Dorito with the shield, where is the second one actually? Oh, it's in Yellow's hands. Yeah, so no, there was still even the chance to outscore Yellow City.
Oh, the field Dorito was already there when he attempted to interrupt Yellow City.
Right. Yeah. Okay, then not. Then at least the cities would be scoring equal points.
Yeah. So the only sort of, I guess, the blocking option is with the road monastery, and I guess like you most probably, if I'm not mistaken, there's still more. I might be wrong at this. I'm not too sure whether there's enough more roads than straight roads than than road mona, but I think the defense is very likely to be successful.
Yeah, there were still more straights than road monasteries out there, and that I'm pretty sure of.
I mean, alternatively,
this one, maybe this one
like,
as well.
If blue wanted to maybe even meeple that, why not just force it into a dagger tile and take the city instead? Because at that point, right, the extended tile was there. There was nothing actually on top of the extender. The road mono was not there yet. Right. So
yeah, no. Let them finish the game, and I'll show you why this would have been a very bad idea.
Okay.
So for now, last move by city for this round, and then in the end, yellow will even close the city and take another road to win by bikini points. If you're not familiar, it's auto correction of I don't know what, big points or something by Elias Mochan back, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometime last.
What's the word? What's the word for it? What word do you use for it just now?
I did say bikini points.
Oh, bikini. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that. It was a stream, and was it complex? Is it complex?
Yeah, it's complex. Complex who mistyped or did type on his mobile phone, and it auto corrected to bikini points. I'm actually not sure if he wanted to say big points or something like that, but basically, yeah, wiping the floor with your opponents, well, then the spread is bikini points. So 30 something points. Yeah, and after this year, there was almost, after this one actually, there was almost no chance for blue to still win this. I mean, sure, in theory, yes, yeah, but quite likely not with the way yellow played, because they rather played a secure game here, played it safe, didn't allow aggressive options for blue, did take care of the city here, even with this dagger late in the game. So let's take a quick look at the situation with the Dorito. And then after that, I'll take a break and hope to see most of you, quite likely not Kaika, because it's pretty late over there in Malaysia. Back in 30 minutes for MTU versus Basiliuk. Let's see, I think 70. Oh, okay, almost there. So here we go. First off, let's quickly talk about this suggestion with only one starting tile left.
No. I thought the road, there was a straight road going upwards, so it was defended, but this definitely no.
Yeah, if there was, then maybe blue would have considered this instead of the attack. Yeah, why not? I mean, you want to draw the daggers anyway, so any restriction up top to a dagger wouldn't be that big of a problem. Yeah, might have been a good idea. So then let's take a look at this one. So, yeah, so we have, why can't I now scroll? What did I say? 70, right? Let's do it again. Let's refresh this. Resizing the window always breaks the layout. This here works better. So CT may place a meeple, refrains from placing a meeple, of course, and now gets the Dorito. So we have 32 tiles remaining, plus the one in LazyBore's hand, so that are 33 tiles. We care about road monasteries, straights, and the daggers, right?
Yeah.
And we have, actually, let's use M for monasteries. We have 2 monasteries. We have 4 straights and 3 daggers. So which conditions do apply for B, which is CT in this case, because A is the player next after this move, and that's LazyBore, to win. So they would need at least one of the daggers. Actually, that's before. They need one of the daggers before blue gets a monastery. And then there's also another condition, because this here actually needs LazyBore to draw a monastery. So we'd also have to add the case where B gets a dagger, but also gets both monasteries. That alone, without accounting for straights, should be an OR connection, of course, because both don't happen, is a 56% chance. Actually, that looks quite okay, right? And then we need to take into account what would happen if blue gets a straight before yellow gets a monastery, and then afterwards blue gets
the dagger.
A dagger as well, right? So let's create another logic group. So before, again, B gets straight, before A gets one of the monasteries.
And dagger.
Yeah, and then B gets a dagger. That actually should be it. Doesn't improve? It does improve, yeah. So we are at 68% roughly. Although we did not account for a few permutations where B, that CT gets the monasteries, and no, it doesn't matter because it's covered up top anyway. We already covered this, all the permutations where they get both monasteries and a dagger. So that should be it. Roughly 68% chance of completing the city if they just defend there.
The value with the road as well. That's why the loop road for 5 points.
Yeah, of course. That's only trying to estimate how likely it is to close the city. All the implications, that definitely is way more than this tool could handle. Again, for this, we still need a simulation. If anyone actually has good pointers about a Carcassonne AI, or I don't know, any script, any program that's open source, yeah, send me the link. I'll take a look. I already have a few, but maybe there's something out there which I didn't find. So yeah. And then there's this city. Let's actually increase this one here. Oops. So there are these 8, these 3 to immediately complete the city. That's 9 tiles out of 33. So roughly, what is it, 30%? Yeah, 27% to immediately close this. And even if that were to happen, the problem is you're down by meeples anyway, and I would have taken this chance here. would have tried to restrict this square, or maybe attack it, or I don't know, do something against the city later. Just hope, because I don't think that your chances without closing your city are that great. On the other hand,
it's almost equivalent chances as well for yellow to complete the block directly after, even if you interrupt yellow city, because there's also like what, 8 tiles? No, 9 tiles available for the block.
Yeah, right. Good point. Very good point. Exactly the same chance to go here and kill the city.
But in this case, blue is limiting himself to just 1 tile, right? To join in, and whereas yellow has a splitter, 2 splitter tiles available to split it up.
That we mentioned at least twice, and it's still true. Yeah, well, at least to me, it doesn't look like this here was the priority in that case. If you out there are convinced that we are wrong or I'm wrong, just let us know in the chat or comments. For now, I'd like to call this one here a stream. Let me find the tables, standings. Let's refresh and take a look. So it has not updated. Well, LazyBore now with a perfect record even after 2 games, sweeping both opponents. Definitely has now very good chances to reach the playoffs. Although I wouldn't favor him against anyone here. King Didi today won their match versus Fanatical Lime with a score of 2-0, and these were 2 rather clean wins, where the Lime, well, at least to me, it looked like didn't had good chances to eke out a win there. And then, of course, Underdog versus Nallerheim, and to me, the aforementioned Bikini Points complex. At least I think he's the stronger player than LazyBore.
The battle for the Bikini Points.
Yeah, for Bikini Points. Okay, and then CT. Yeah, nah, he won't reach the playoffs unless he ups his game by quite a lot and gets a lot of love from the deck. Who else did we had? Yeah, Tompa. Basically the same. Will be tough. Don't see Tompa making the playoffs as well. And who did win versus Tompa? It was Aki, right? Yeah, Aki. Yeah.
Oh, you'll be deciding his fate.
I might. His and mine. Because definitely want to lose there. I have UI Scooty in the 5th round, so I should hope to win the next 2 matches. Else, playoffs, at least with the tiebreaker now, and quite likely a lot of folks with 3-2 match wins in the end, will be a tough ask, but we'll see. So later matches. Again, MTU Basiliuk in roughly 15 minutes, 18 minutes. And then there will be Bobo Ricci versus Tito Ace at 20 UTC on Alexi's channel. And quite a lot of matches next week as well. Tomorrow I might stream something, maybe even the Belgian semifinals. We'll see. I have to talk with Otto and Alexi. But looks like at least, I mean, with 3 matches being played at 19 UTC, that maybe all 3 will see some action. We'll see. So thanks for all of you for sticking around here, for tuning in, of course. Thanks especially to Kaika again for being on here, for taking the time. sharing your evening with me. That's always appreciated. And well, I'll see you out there. Bye, folks.
Bye.